Yesterday, Bethesda shocked the internet by shadow dropping Oblivion Remastered, and while there are millions of people talking about it on social media and playing it and thoroughly enjoying their time in the game, there are a lot of people who are really upset with the fact that they decided to do away with gender and go in the direction of body type 1 and body type 2. And you'd think to yourself, hey, they could just mod this, it's not that big of a deal, but now we're finding out that Nexus Mods is banning all of the gender mods. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I have talked a lot about Nexus mods on this channel because they are filled to the brim with activists. You would think to yourself the point of running a mod website is so people can alter their game in the way that they want, and it shouldn't be that big of a deal that someone wants to add gender back into their title, that they want male and female instead of body type 1 or 2 or body types A and B. But that is not the case because the people running this site are saying that they are the end-all be-all authority when it comes to modding, and that you are not allowed to download these types of content mods. So now we have found out that Nexus Mods has been banning them left and right. Here's a post by Kaida saying, Nexus Mods ban the gender mod in under 2 hours. You can't make this up, man. And as you can see, here it is. It just says classic body type. I mean, the image says it all. It says female, and then it says male, and it simply says that it returns the classic Oblivion body types to the game, currently only for the English language, and the future support will be extended to all languages. Again, they're not making any sort of like statement on how bad the remastered edition is. They're not voicing their opinions on the state of Bethesda and the people working there. Nothing like that. And banned. Nope, not found. The mod you were looking for could not be found. I can't say I'm surprised, but man, am I disappointed. They have faced so much backlash over the past couple of years for situations like this. You would think that eventually they would say to themselves, you know what, we're not going to get in the middle of it. If people want to download this mod, they can, and if they don't want to, they don't have to, but they love their control. That's the problem with so many people within the gaming industry. A lot of people who work at larger companies who believe that making changes like this are politically correct enough. They have control and they want to extend that to as many people and as many products as possible. Now, I've already discussed the body types 1 and 2 situation regarding Oblivion in another video. It will be linked down below. But is this the worst case scenario? In my opinion, no. If they had removed all gendered language and terms from the game itself when they rewrote dialogue or re-recorded dialogue, that would have been a major deal breaker. But it's a very shallow change because if you go up to guards and you're a body type 1, they'll still call you ma'am. If you're a body type 2, they'll still call you sir. Like, there is still gendered terminology within the game. I bet that people at Bethesda and Virtuous said to themselves, you know what, we are going to make this one change and hopefully it will bring in a new audience. Now, I say this all the time, there are a lot of activists that work at these companies and a lot of people who are driven by pushing their own personal politics. And I'm sure that there are some developers within these studios who genuinely just believe that they're following an industry trend. They're not thinking of it from a political, lens, but I think that they are going to very quickly understand that every move that is made when it comes to removing gender terminology or removing genders in general is politically charged. Even if they are not the ones who chose that, the people who said to change it most certainly have an agenda. Now, of course, there is a lot of debate about this on social media. Is it that big of a deal? Or, should we boycott a game over it? Do what you want with your money? Though there are plenty of games, in my opinion, that have some really great content and amazing gameplay and awesome lore, like Elden Ring, for example, that do have body types 1 and 2. Did body type 1 and 2 or A and B ruin that experience for me personally? No. I can look past that. But on the flip side, side, I think that Bethesda and Virtuous Studios clearly know what they are doing, where if you look at From Software, it is a bit different because it is an overseas developer who I think is just following what they believe is a Western social trend. They think that that is the state of the industry. Not that that makes it any better at all whatsoever, but I think that that's probably their reasoning. Though Nexus mods banning a mod for this alteration is absolutely fucking ridiculous, because the point of modding is so that I can affect what I see in my game. I can change the content of my copy of my game. It doesn't affect anybody else. Therefore, it should not matter what mods I download for my version of the game. But to Nexus mods, they want to be the arbiters of peace and truth and justice within this industry, so they ban it. Now, luckily, there are alternative websites to go to, like DEG mods and based mods, though when people look for mods, I feel like they initially go to Nexus because it is the largest platform, so they expect to be able to find what they want there. But if you have put up mods like this, they're going to be taken down, or if you're looking for mods like this, you're not going to be able to find them there. And there are a lot of people who are very upset with this. Pirate Nation have posted a thread on it saying another mod to restore original body types in Oblivion has been uploaded to Nexus mods and already banned within minutes. So it looks like they are very quick on the draw whenever they see anything to do with original body types or gender. They are just pulling the trigger. I mean, they're pulling an Alec Baldwin. People are talking about it, though, saying, why do they hate being inclusive? DEG Mods has it available if anyone is looking for it. I will link this thread below in case you yourself are looking for it, but people should just keep flooding the site with that mod and make them work for it. I think that that's probably what's going to happen. There are going to be a lot of people who are going to flood the site with similar mods, though they just don't care. The people at Nexus Mods believe what they are doing is best, even though they claim to not have a political stance and not be a political platform. That's very clearly what they are. By doing this, they're just bringing more attention to how ridiculous it is. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Chud instantly bans any mod changing the body types. The most ridiculous thing to me is if it's not that big of a deal that they changed it to body types 1 and 2, why is it a big deal that I suddenly want to just change it back to male and female? Oh, it's not that big of a deal when it supports what they want, but when it doesn't, it is a massive deal, and they need to do their best to silence legitimate gamers and try to ultimately hold on to as much control as they possibly can. And I've talked about Nexus mods a lot in the past. They had removed mods erasing Crystal Dynamics Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remastered trigger warning. We're just talking about a trigger warning at the beginning of a game. Why can't I have a mod that removes that if that's what I want to do with my copy of the title? We also know that when Final Fantasy VII had come out, modders reversed the censorship of Tifa's outfit, the awkward black sports bra fabric, but the mods ended up getting removed. So this is just a very common occurrence, unfortunately. That does not make it any better, but it is definitely happening. So I will be keeping my eye on this to see if Nexus Mods makes a statement. But right now, gamers are fighting back against this. They are very unhappy with the fact that, first of all, you have Virtuous who removed gender, but second of all, Nexus Mods who is protecting Virtuous and Bethesda and ultimately Microsoft, and then them saying you're not allowed to download mods like this for your copy of your game. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.